Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. So excited for you to be here today. I am going to be talking about melasma update. This has been one of my most watched videos on the history of my YouTube channel. You guys just seem to be, actually it seems to be something that everybody struggles with, especially as we age, but it's a totally hormonal thing. So sometimes when women are pregnant, that happens, and I have seen more and more men being affected by it, and it could have some relation with, I don't know, the sun and the ozone layer being a little bit disrupted, and you know, the damage that the sun can cause into our skin and all of that. So I wanted to touch base about my skincare routine as of late and how I target melasma without the use of prescription medicine, which my first video included hydroquinone, which is the Triluma, but I have found that the extended use of that, or like using that for so long, actually damages the skin more than it helps. You know, it causes the skin to be like very, very thin, and it's like easily to be damaged. It's easier for it to be damaged. All right, so if you guys are new here, my name is Karina. Do check out my Instagram. That's where I hang out most of the time, Karina Side Diaries. I'd love to chat with you there. That's like usually where I connect most with you guys. Always posting some beauty, fashion, lifestyle in there and here as well. So there's much more to come. In today's video, you will find my little skincare routine here broken down into cleansing, antioxidant, which that's something everybody needs to have in their routine, treatment, moisturize, which is caring, and then protecting, which is sunscreen. So all the products that I use and highly recommend in order for you to keep this melasma at bay. Ready to do this? Okay, let's do it. Okay guys, so first and foremost, I wanted to say that melasma has no cure. So if you see anything that says, oh, cure melasma, it's BS, because basically melasma is hormonal and it's still there, even though it just goes down like in your face, like in the surface of your skin, so you don't see it. So depending on what you do and how you live your life, say if you don't wear sunscreen and go out in the sun, you'll see that flaring out. If you do use a lot of like heat in your face and like heating styling tools, that will flare out too. So it just really depends on lifestyle. There is a lot of medicine out there that are prescription, but I have tried those, and while they did help like right off the bat and it was great, I don't recommend the long-term use of them. So what I did was like I used my Triluma for a good 3 months, and then I started reading so much more about it. I'm like, you know what, I got to figure out a different way to go about this and keep my melasma at bay. So I did my skincare routine in here for you guys to watch while we're chatting in here. I hope that that's helpful for you, and I hope that you can really have a good overview of what my skin looks like. It's not all gone by any stretch of the imagination, and it does sometimes come back out, especially if I'm at the beach and if I don't wear a hat. That's like the first thing, it pops up right up here on my hairline. Used to be the most here, but I have been so consistent with the wearing a hat while I'm at the beach, if I'm out in the sun, like by the pool, lake, whatever. So that's the one thing that you can do right now that doesn't cost anything. Wear a hat, my friend. If you struggle with this, that will be your best friend. Another thing that my dermatologist recommended, so first of all, let's start with cleansing. So my dermatologist recommended this, we call it like AHA, which BHA serum, or not serum, but cleanser, and it has like exfoliating beads in it. So that's kind of like a acid that will kind of burn out or cleanse the surface, the top surface layer of your skin. So everything else that you put on your skin will work its way deeper into your skin, if that makes sense. That I found myself that can be quite harsh for my skin as well. I am aging, you guys. I am 41 years old, and I need to look for things that strengthen my skin and not make it thinner and more vulnerable, because my sunscreen, for instance, I don't remember to reapply it every 2 or 3 hours during the day. So I need my skin to be really healthy and thick in order to like preserve itself. So acids can be tricky if you're not protecting super religiously, like every couple of hours. So be wise with that. Another tip I'm gonna give you real quick before I go on is to never use harsh skincare when you are out on the beach or on a vacation. If you're out in the sun, if you leave it like in Florida or in a place that the sun is always shining and it is a strong sun, because that can do way more damage than not. So stick with like a very clean and basic skincare routine. This is another lesson that I've learned, that less is more. So when I went down to Miami, I had my antioxidant, my moisturizer, and my sunscreen. That's the best thing that you can do for your skin. So now that we know that there's no cure, and it doesn't really matter what cleansing soap you use in the morning, it can be oil, it can be gel, it just depends. I have an oily one from Beauty Counter that I really love it because my skin tends to be a little more on the dry side. Next step will be to put the antioxidant, and there's 2 products that I use here the most. I just finished the Floretin CF. This is an antioxidant treatment with 2% of Floretin, 10% of L-ascorbic acid, and 0.5% of ferulic acid. And then I just started the CE ferulic, which this was highly recommended by my dermatologist. So this is kind of like a newer guy. They're basically the same price point. I just like to go through this once and then through this the next time, like using the full thing. It does oxidize, so when you open up this is almost gone. You will see that this is like a little bit darker than the brand new ones, because it does. So that's why they are in these dark bottles. It's best to keep them on the shaded, like normal temperature, but this is what they look like when they're brand new. It's almost like a clear thing. A lot of people tend to complain about the smell of this guy. Honestly, I've been so used to it. It's like, almost over 3 years that I've been using this guy. I don't smell it anymore, but people are like, oh, it smells like hot dogs. So I went to the SkinCeuticals place and like learned about all of their science behind it, and what they found is that fragrance molecules are very big, and therefore if you do put fragrance in your product, they are not going to penetrate too like deeper, too deep or deep enough for it to make something out of it. So they choose not to use fragrance, and the smell that we smell is flax seeds, like crushed flax seeds, because they do use flax seeds in this formula. So if you're just associated with that, I feel like you can get past, but totally up to you, you guys. There's plenty of other vitamin C serums out there. I have personally tried a good handful of them. I want to say about 10 different products. Nothing compares to this. The strength of this, it's very scientific, it's science behind. It is high performance, so it's not a clean product, meaning there's no like parabens and stuff like this, like junk, but there's definitely higher chemicals, which is meant to help that, to make its full effect, what it's supposed to be done. So I love this. Use your antioxidant. That's a powerful thing that you can do. Look for 10% or more vitamin C, pure forms of vitamin C if you're looking for a vitamin C product. This stuff is good for any kind of skin, any kind of aging, any stage of your life. Everybody needs an antioxidant. It's just something that helps prevent the premature aging. It just kills the free radicals that were outside. Pollution, air, sun, heat, all of the stuff that we're exposed to even without even knowing about it. So definitely vitamin C in your routine. Can't stress this enough. Then we go into treatment. So once you cleanse your skin, you apply your antioxidant, then you go to a treatment of your choice. There's a different one that I've used in the past, but this is what I've been using so far, and it's been doing a really good job. This is the Discoloration Defense, and it's a little serum. They call it serum, but it looks more of like an oil. It's not oily at all though. So none of these guys that look like oils are oils. It's just like a little liquidy texture on them. And this targets the visible discoloration for a brighter looking skin. So all of these guys here on SkinCeuticals, you would see the little blue tag here saying prevents and then some say correct. So preventing always before. Antioxidant comes first, and then the treatment next, and then you seal with the moisturizer. So right now, SkinCeuticals, they have the triple lipid restore, and I actually just got the sample here because I placed a big order and they sent this to me for free. I haven't tried it yet. I did hear that it's amazing, but it's a little bit pricey. What I have been using for the last couple of months at least, well, now we are in February, so 2.5 months, is the Skin Fix Barrier. So you guys, I can't recommend this enough, especially if you're a little bit dry, but it's not a greasy cream. So it's a pump, it's easy to like transport, the stuff's not gonna get everywhere. You don't have to dip your fingers into the package either. And this is the Barrier Plus, the Lipid Peptide Cream, Nourishing Rich Hydrator. So this guy will work solely on the barrier of the skin, which after working with them in December, I've learned so much about what the skin barrier really is. And if people who struggle with like eczema, acne, melasma, you know, dark spots, premature aging, all have a problem on the skin barrier. So it's a whole different animal out there. And the lipid peptides, which is what the new moisturizers now are coming out with, they are supposed to target that skin barrier. So when I started working with them, I'm like, I really want to do a test and stop everything else. And that's when I stopped taking my this medicine that my doctor makes that has hydroquinone in it, and I was using that very randomly. Like every time that my melasma would flare, I would stop everything and then use that stuff, which I know it was damaging too. You know, it's just not the greatest, and it's not the greatest to have medicine every time in there. So I'm like, oh, let me see if this is gonna do anything. And you guys, my skin was so happy. I can tell you, there's no medication in here. I just feel like, and this is not a propaganda, this is not an ad or anything. I just really truly love this product. It is a great price point, I believe around the 60s. This will last you a whole month, a month and a half, I'd say, using twice a day, so morning and night. That's what I use. If I need something extra, I'll layer with my oil, my Phoenix oil, but if not, usually, like lately, I have been able to just use this and call it a day. So after you moisturize, you will want to protect your skin, which is sunscreen. So this is a part that you can do it right now too. It's something that you have got, even if you don't get any of those other products, you have got to get yourself some sunscreen, no matter what age you are watching this video. I hope that I inspire you guys to do so. And not all sunscreens are created equally, so make sure that you're getting a mineral sunscreen. I love this both. I actually just worked with Shiseido, and I don't know where I put the sunscreen, but it was a great one for the beach. I'll make sure to link down below, and there's an IGTV too that I did explaining everything with a blog post, and maybe I can just link those down below as well, so you guys can find more information on that. But these have been my ride or dies. Like the Elta MDs are dermatologist highly recommended. They're like the top grade stuff. It's really not expensive. I had this sign up to have them delivered automatically every 3 months. So I do this through Derm Store. I get my points, and I don't ever have to remember to order because I know that something new is coming. So this is just something that I cannot run out of because my melasma will come back if I don't wear sunscreen. The difference between mineral sunscreen versus chemical sunscreen is the ingredients. So the mineral is actually a sunblock. It's not gonna let any UVBs or UVAs penetrate. And the chemical, there's one of the rays that is able to penetrate, and that means heat, and that means the melasma will come out. So mineral sunscreen, so the ingredients should be zinc oxide and titanium dioxide. So those are the two ingredients that you have to make sure that's there, at least one of them, to make sure that there's this blockage from both UV rays coming into your skin. There is a benefit on the tinted too that I can't remember exactly why, but my dermatologist said that's when you blow out your hair, and I used to see my melasma coming out, and she's like, when you use the tinted, I think it's an iron something that's in the formula that prevents that from flaring out with the heat alone. If you guys want to watch my previous previous video. I have a whole explanation that was like super fresh in my mind. So if you want to know more about the sunscreens, definitely do check that out. This is my everyday one, and this is a waterproof one too. So I have both of these and use them all the time. One thing that I do different for my night routine, so this is my morning routine and I'm done. At night I skip this guy here, so I don't do the CE ferulic or the fluoretine. I don't do this types of antioxidants. I do the resveratrol BE. This is an antioxidant created for nighttime, and you guys, it is expensive, but it is so worth it. The resveratrol, I'm sure if you guys are skincare junkies like I am, you have heard of this. This is what a glass of wine has, and that's why they say a glass of wine a day. It's just gives you beautiful skin, and that's why, because it comes from the grapes, and it's just a super potent antioxidant. So in this one is like the purest form ever. So I remember I used this about a year and a half ago, and it was amazing, and I let it run out and I never purchased again. And lately I was like, I know why my skin's freaking out so much. I need my resveratrol now. So I got it, and my skin is happy again. All of my dark spots are like at bay. So this is what I do, and then I will do the discoloration defense, and I'll do the skin fix moisturizing. So you can skip that, the morning antioxidant and the sunscreen. Obviously you don't need that to go to sleep. So one thing that my dermatologist recommended as well was to do chemical peels every 3 months or so when you are in a regimen that you're like actively treating your skin. And I did some in-office ones. I usually do like every 6 weeks. I'll go back and do the very basic one, which is just essentially cutting through the surface layer of your skin, so it reveals like a brighter looking skin, younger looking skin. So it's usually like great to reduce fine lines, wrinkles, sun damage, and treat certain types of acne, reduce the spots, freckles, so and all of that good stuff. You can do one in the spa, or there's a couple of products that I like it a lot and I recommend it to people who are into like doing a little acid. This is the Colleen Rothschild Mandelic Radiant Serum, and this one is nightly thing. Like you can use it every night. It's mild enough that it's okay. So you can definitely use this nightly. I used to, and I no longer do. With this regimen that I'm in, I am much more prone to use the resveratrol than this guy, but once or twice a week I will use this or this. This is like my all-time favorite. This is recommended to be used twice a week. This is the overnight resurfacing peel, and it's a very gentle peel too. You feel a little tingling, you don't use anything else but this. It kind of like peels off everything, and then the next day you start your regimen again. So Beauty Counter calling. And then one last thing before I go, guys, I just wanted to recommend a couple of foundations for you. Actually, I'll just recommend this one because I can find the other one in here. The CC cream. If you guys are having a hard time with melasma, if it is like super flaring, if it's dark right now, this CC, not only it is an SPF 50 and it is totally mineral, so it does have the titanium and the zinc oxide, titanium dioxide and zinc oxide, so it is a sunscreen on its own too. I like to layer both because I just want to be on the safe side, but I love that this is like a completely full coverage makeup here, and it is good for your skin. So besides having that, the benefits of the sunscreen, it has like a lot of other good stuff in it. It's an anti-aging, hydrating serum and full coverage. So I can totally relate with needing full coverage when you are like super bad on your face. But I'll tell you what, there is an end to your desperation, my friend. Like soon enough, you'll be able to wear things that are a lot lighter if you really take care of your skin, and if you really start incorporating like really good quality antioxidants, a nice moisturizer and sunscreen. So that's the take I want you to take from this, you guys. I hope that this video was complete enough to really answer all of your questions. I do get questions almost on a daily basis about melasma, and so this has been my solid routine for the last like 6 months or even more than that. And so I think that you're on a good way to go in here without needing anything more drastic. So you find all of the links here on the box below. You will also find everything linked up on the blog and like more photos. I'm gonna try to post like before and after photos in there just so you guys can see. And that's it for today. Do let me know if there's a Melasma product that you guys swear by it and that we need to all check it out, because I'm always, like I said, searching and looking for new products to incorporate, and I love to know what's, you know, new and upcoming. Technology and sciences, thank God, is always evolving, and there's like newer and better things every day being made, so I'm grateful for that. And that's it for today, you guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, if it was helpful for you. Do subscribe to the channel, it also helps me so much, and I'll see you next time. Um beijo, tchau, tchau.